The sequel
Yes.
to Ghost of Tsushima. What are your thoughts?
I'm not in it. That's my first thought.
My ass.
Welcome to my brand new video today. You can call me Fiendish Mr. Wu, who, Mr. Kung Fu, who. And that's my lovely assistant with her Fiendish Mrs. Wu's as well. Ooh, come on dear, bow down so I can see down your boobies. So what's happening this week on the 2nd of October? Oh, I mean, it's the spooky season because we all can't wait for Halloween. You know I celebrate Halloween like it's going out of fashion. No, Ghost of Yotei is being released that day. That's unintentional rhyming and I kinda like it. He says shaking his man boobs. But of course, people are already in defense of this game. The pre-sales orders for PlayStation 5 are off the charts, bro. Well, of course it would be. It's a PlayStation exclusive. Yeah, dumbasses. But secondly, have a look at this. I thought this was very interesting. A lot of retailers like Amazon are already slashing the price of this game because I guess no one is enthused. I mean, again, if it was Jin Sakai, the male protagonist from Ghost of Tsushima returning, people would absolutely be queuing up around the block ordering their pre-copies. Even the pre-order collector's edition, which is nothing to shout about, isn't being ordered that much either because I guess people don't want to be falling for that sucker punch thing of yeah, let's order this, bro, this looks fantastic, oh yeah, I want to add it to my collection. I think those days of the special collectors, PlayStation 4, 5, whatever, they're long gone now. People don't do that because once they buy them, what do they end up doing? They resell it at CEX or some other game outlet in America.
What are my thoughts? I'm very excited. I already got the collector's edition.
Now have a look at this Reddit article here, which basically summed up what I just said to you in my introduction. Hasn't got much interaction, 551 upvotes, 264 comments. But as Iggy Slayer has said here, it's a AAA game that's just about to come out like a homosexual, maybe some MPs in your local constituency. This happens to be most notable for releases on all platforms as the majority of day one buyers start putting their orders in, which is true. But then again, I would also say, again, not even just day one, before day one, the pre-orders. That's why it's called a pre-order, right? They want to be there to get their early gameplay. I think this week, because there are other countries around the world, you might start seeing leaked gameplay before the release date on the 2nd of October. So bear that in mind, folks. And I guess there's not much Sony can do. They can't exactly pull down the game. People have already had access to previews anyway, or the curated previews, right? Because that's how else you do it. Now, the reason why I want to bring your attention to this today, because I discovered another ridiculous article, not Zarmina Khan, who writes for PlayStation Lifestyle, not that hack has been. This guy might be a brother because he also has Khan in his surname or first name. But I gotta prepare you folks for Khan Serin. You might spit your drink out in absolute hilarity when you see what this guy looks like, who fits the actual picture for a shill that writes a Nothing Burger article for a Nothing Burger platform called Games Radar, and you see why I had to make a video about this today.
He can hear its heartbeat.
For a modern gaming audience.
He knows it's out there.
Whoa, what was that?
It has no motive.
Oh my god. Baby, that's why we're here.
He knows what it can do.
Go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them.
Now, it's really pissing him off.
Eat lightning and shit thunder with Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog.
So Khan Serin, the man who published this ridiculous nothing burger of an article, states the following. Ghost of Yotei studio head says the series likely won't ever head to feudal Europe or outside of Japan. We believe the core of Ghost is someone wielding a katana. Now let me get this straight, because the first game is called Ghost of Tsushima. and we know it's feudal Japan, its sequel with a female girl boss called Atsu is also set in Japan. I don't even know why this article is a focal point of conversation from Gay Radar. That's what I'm going to call you guys, because you're all made up of activists. But let's carry on, because this is absolutely hilarious. Ghost of Katana lovers. What does that subheading even mean? Ghost of Yotei might be the same series as Ghost of Tsushima, but that's hundreds of years and an entire cast's difference between them. So what really makes this series a series? I guess it's each episode that makes up a series, like television or film. It's not in Jinsekai or violent revenge tales. According to developer Sucker Punch's studio head Brian Fleming, the core is amusingly someone wielding a katana. Right there, I've got to stop, because Mr. Fleming is obviously Fleming Flem at the fans, who were expecting a sequel with Jin Sakai, who was going to set up his own brotherhood of assassins. But guess what? We're not getting that, are we? Because I guess Sony are cooked, Sucker Punch are cooked, because once you've got activists running the show, of course your product will suffer.
Ghost of Yotei.
So after all this, like, you know, it's woke, it's DEI, whatever, it's like you're playing it anyway.
It ain't gonna be a chef's kiss anymore, because we're playing on the cooking puns right there, folks. Nope, nope, nope. You're gonna suffer fools gladly, because you have to bow down to modern day politics. And remember, folks, it's not the modern audience. I like to say it's a new audience that hasn't seen something before. This whole modern audience shit needs to be gotten rid of. In fact, the more I hear it, the more I'll milk it for content, because anybody that comes up with it needs to get their face smacked left, right and center with a wet fish. I'm talking to you, Kim Belair, of all people. For us, the natural beauty of Japan is part of the essence of a ghost game. So in which case you could play any other video game that involves the theme of being a ghost, like Splinter Cell, for example. I gave this answer on stage at Tokyo Game Show, Kanserin, so why weren't you paying attention? That part there where he says, I already said this, but now I'm saying it again for Games Radar. It sounds like frustration in Fleming's voice. Am I picking at straws here? Yes. Is it fun? Of course it is. Why else would he be watching this video for? And I think he thinks the fans in Japan at TGS appreciated that. No, I'm telling you, the fans who were fans of the first game aren't fans of this. They're thinking, bro, what is this Western shit where we got to get a girl boss to play as now? I mean, you might as well have got Abby from The Last of Us Part 2. That's the way we see it. It will always have that core open world katana adventure of some kind, as opposed to Close Encounters of the third kind, or in my case, Close Encounters of the double D kind. Now, just to prove what a nothing burger Kanserin is, here's another article that he wrote on the same platform, Gay Radar. Sonic the Hedgehog's Takashi Izuka says a remake of Sonic Adventure isn't in the works because Sega developers could make a brand new game instead. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? No wonder video games journalists are mocked, they're spat upon, like that chick in Game of Thrones was, who was made to walk down the aisle absolutely naked. And of course, folks, it only gets so much more funnier because this is Kanserin's X-profile. And look at that goofy picture right there. The nose ring is very telling, isn't it? And that's all you need to know. Or all he needs to knows, if you get that drift. But it only gets so much more funnier. He occasionally writes about video games, which means he knows sod all about video games. And here on LinkedIn, freelance games writer and reporter with 71 connections, Kanserin. He, him pronouns. If you have the pronouns on LinkedIn, it means you're verified. which is bullshit because you can get yourself verified without being forced to use pronouns. Now, this dude has studied films at the University of Kent, and Kent is a lovely part of the UK, by the way, and also he's a future freelancer. So I guess he's seen into the eye of the future to know what articles he's going to be writing for in the future. I kind of like that. It's wonderful. It's great. But honestly, dude, you just give up the ghost. Do you see what I did there? No writing journalistic skills whatsoever, and yet I still managed to come up with an even funnier tagline than what Mr. Khan Serin had to say. Obviously, folks, don't go after him, don't harass him, but by all means, make fun of him like I did by sharing this video everywhere you can, even on LinkedIn. If you know connections, I certainly know a few or two, but on that one, folks, are you still holding your breath for Ghost of Yotei on Thursday? I guarantee you by tomorrow there will be leaked footage out there that Sony will either be pulling down or maybe allowing to be streamed, because they will be available in other countries before we get it in the UK and the USA. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your feelings. Do you like my garb for Halloween? I absolutely love wearing these Halloween bandanas, and the secret about them is even more funnier than meets the eye. But if I were you folks, and if you were me, you should definitely return for the next video.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. Dream of me. I'll make your dreams come true. Everything's possible with me.
There's somebody next to me, isn't there?